Hello again. So now in this video, after you watch my first video explaining how I make my notes, like again, so if you missed very quickly, I write down my new words in black or blue and the way I'm supposed to say it in red. And the translation, I usually use handwriting and pencil color because I don't need to see this all the time. So once you've learned this, I can teach you now, I can show you how I learn a different language. Just so you know, I'm Brazilian, in case you haven't noticed my accent. And I've learned Spanish at the age of 9 years old, just playing with my friends in the place where I was living in Brazil. And when I was 11 at school, on the 5th grade, I had a chance to start to learn English, and I thought, like, wow, if I learned Spanish at the age of 9, now that I'm 11, I'm more intelligent, so I can learn English. So it became very, very easy and very fun to do that. So after the university, well, during university, I learned Italian. I went to actually school to learn Italian, and I love the methodology they used, and I transported that to my methodology. I adapted with NLP and other techniques that I've learned through all these years, mind mapping and a lot of things. So this methodology that I'm going to show you is the way I learn another language. It's the one that I was using to learn Hungarian. So pretty much the first thing I learned in Hungarian was the alphabet and the phonemes, which is pretty easy in Hungarian because every letter has one sound. And actually you have 14 vowels, which is okay, but every vowel has a different sound, but one sound. That unfortunately doesn't happen in all the languages, including Portuguese, where you have 2 different phonemes for one letter, or maybe 3 or 4. And it's which letter is X? X has different sounds. It depends on what you put in the word. So for that reason, you should learn first the alphabet, get familiar to the visual of them, phonemes and how they sound. That's going to make it easy for you in the future. Second thing you can learn, it's a vocabulary, starting from vocabulary nouns. Okay, for these first 2 steps, you can ask some locals or people who has that language as a first language, because they can fix you, they can help you to pronounce properly. Okay, so if you live in the place where they speak the language, like when I was living in Hungary, it was much easier for me because I could ask my friends all the time. I was hearing on the TV and everywhere. That became very easier for me to learn. It would be like if I would compare living back home and trying to learn. It's kind of obvious, but yeah, I need to say that. So if you're living in a place where they speak the language and you want to learn even better, just ask them to fix you every time you say it wrong and write it down the way they actually pronounce, so you will always remember. So once you have the nouns, why I believe the nouns are the most important thing. The kids, when they start to speak, they start from nouns. They start from mommy, daddy. They don't say good or bad. They say this or that. They don't say that yet because they are not able to judge yet if it's good or not. They don't even know what that means. So, but they name the things around them. And for instance, if someone from a different country comes to your country and say, please bathroom, and you know what he wants, he doesn't need to come and, hi, nice to meet you, my name is Priscilla and I would like to go to the bathroom. Like, hello. This is how they teach you at school. All the books that start from, hi, nice to meet you, my name is Priscilla. I don't even keep reading, I don't even go to that school. For me, this is kind of useless. I had the opportunity to go to Italy and practice my Italian, and believe me, I didn't have to introduce myself to anybody, right? I just had to ask, hi, thank you, where are we in the map, where is the next tourist point, and basic stuff. And I didn't even need to put the whole sentence. I could just ask like, we, where, so map. It's like you don't even need to put all those things together for communication skills. But so nouns for me, they're the most important thing to learn at first, and then you're going to go for more vocabulary, pronouns and verbs. Like the kids, they start to say, this, mine, cell phone, mine. So who is this? This is daddies, this is mummies, this is, so they start from the pronouns, they start to identify like who belongs, you know, who has this or that. And the main verbs, you don't need to learn all of them, don't even worry about conjugating them. You know, if I say to you like, yesterday I eat bread, you will understand what I'm talking about. I don't need to say I ate bread. So focus in learning which verbs they are the most important one. In fact, there are many lists around the internet with the main words to learn. And so focus on the verbs you need every day, like need, drink, eat, want, you know, pretty much the basic verbs. And pronouns like me, you, I, mine, you know, and all this possessives as well. So just learn all of those. It can be fun. After that, we're going to learn the adverbs and the questions, because the questions you're probably going to learn before. As I said, if you are living in the country, you're going to learn in a different order. It doesn't really matter as long as you learn. But if you're learning at home, I will learn the questions later, so I can do like where, then I use a verb here, when, why, and I start to learn, and then I start to complete the sentence that I'm using to form the first options. So for instance, if I'm learning dog, okay, then I learn the dog, then I have my dog, then I have my dog is, whose dog is that, you know, and then I start to add, and I start to make, you know, play with the words. And I will show you later how I do that, because I in fact play with the words and I change position and everything. So the other thing to learn then later is the adjectives. I mean, you're going to learn together with some nouns like the house is big, the house is. You can learn with that. As I said, it's up to you. I just don't focus too much in all of the adjectives before, because they have flexions. They're flexible, they change, and I will learn as a noun, I will learn something big, like big. Okay, but now is the time to go for bigger, or, you know, smaller, or more big than. Now is the time to go for this and compare and all these things. After that, I learned the numbers. Again, if you live in the country, you need to learn the numbers in the beginning, but not everything. I mean, it's okay if you don't know how to say 1,007,000. No, if you say 1750 and then you spell it like you spell a word, it's fine. It worked for me in Hungary. I had to go and shop for my friends. They were actually waiting for me outside to see how it would go. It was so fun. But I was going to, and I was asking for bread and 200 grams of cheese, and I had to do it myself like I was a kid. It was so fun, and I learned some numbers, but I never had to learn all of them at a time. And then in the last thing you need to worry about are the conjunctions. You know, to be really honest with you, those who speak the language as a first language sometimes don't even know how to use them. If you ask here for Americans, they don't even know how to use the conjunctions sometimes. They go for like, oh no, that doesn't sound good. But if you ask them the rule why you should use like at the time instead of in the time, they wouldn't even know how to answer that. It's the same in your language, I believe. We never know everything from our grammar, so why should we know for the next grammar, for the next language you're going to learn if we're not going to teach or something like that. But the point is, this is the order I use to follow up, you know. And I do have many techniques that I've learned about memorizing words, and I read about people who are, how can I say, they are masters in their field, and they really know about memorizing numbers and words and stuff. So I've learned from them. For instance, that is this Spanish guy called Ramon, and he wrote a book that says learn a language in 7 days. He actually has learn English in 7 days as well, but it's from Spanish to English, so it's pointless to show you that. but his technique is very interesting, and maybe in the future I can explain in English so you guys can understand, or Portuguese, or yeah, how it works, his technique, which is, I learned something similar in NLP, and he has the same thing in Spanish. Is pretty cool. This guy is very good, and there are so many others full of techniques around there. I can show you some things, but the focus is, this is the order, you guys. If you follow this, it's going to be faster for you, most part of you, of course. And if you have any suggestion, how you would do, just let me know. Maybe I can, you know, improve my own system. So I hope you had enjoyed, and I hope that would be useful for you somehow. And as I said, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to try to put the link below here so you guys can follow you can subscribe if you want. You can follow the other video as well, and as I put more videos, then you're gonna see it. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day.